What's up, guys? This is the Osmo.com Night Shift Podcast, talking this 7-game, basically a turbo slate for Thursday, September 20th. Lots of content will be out for this. We'll have Osmo's top pitcher percentage article that will be out around 4 Eastern, NFL coverage all over the place. Osmo will have his first run at the rankings. We'll have MLB rankings, ownership projections. You can check out our hand builder tool, our lineup builder tool, where you can build lineups by hand with all the information you need. You've got the ownership projections, and the rankings right in front of you. Makes it really easy to hand build without having to click through different tabs and check rankings, check ownership, and then fill your guys out and forget stuff on the way. So this way you have it all in one spot, and I think it's really cool and something I'm excited to use for NFL and MLB coming up. All right, 7 games. Let's do this. Red Sox and Yankees, we have Eduardo Rodriguez going up against Masahiro Tanaka. Rodriguez 9,100 on DraftKings. Tanaka is 10-7. Just a really tough spot for really both of these guys. If I had to choose one, I think it would be Tanaka, even at that increased price tag of 10-7, because he's had success and he's just so good. He's had success against Boston, actually, and he's just so good at missing bats, where Rodriguez already doesn't go super deep. Looking at what he's done over his last few starts, 90, 78, and 78 pitches. So he's got to be ultra efficient against all these good righties for the Yankees. So I'm probably going to not end up with any Eduardo. Tanaka does make some sense, though. Like I said, he has had success against the Red Sox as far as missing bats. I remember one start, and I'm trying to pull it up right now. I think he went 4 2/3 maybe only, but he got near 10 strikeouts, maybe got to 10. So looking at, and that was a Sunday Night Baseball start, so I remember I was watching it, and he looked phenomenal, but he got in some trouble in, I think, the 5th inning. 5th inning. So he went 4 2/3, struck out 9. Obviously, his pitch count was up. He's not super efficient either, but I think the strikeouts could be there for him. But this slate really starts with the next game in Max Scherzer. So bats in this game, I think if I'm going to a stack, it's going to be the Yankees once again. And then against Tanaka, I'd like Benintendi's price for 4,400, even though I don't love the matchup. Mookie Betts and JD Martinez, you're not getting a huge discount for 5,500 and 5,100. So it's going to be tough for me to get to a full Red Sox stack, and I really don't like stacking against the Yankees, any pitcher or that bullpen especially. So let's move it on to the Mets and Nationals. We have Jason Vargas going up against Max Scherzer. Vargas 14-6 on DraftKings. Scherzer is 13,000. And I think Scherzer is a phenomenal play. Just to state the obvious, I think he's got the best chance of scoring the most points on this slate as far as pitchers go. And he's not going to be that difficult to fit in. You've got some of these guys at punt prices like Gaviglio and Cody Reed, whoever comes out of the Tampa bullpen. I want to see, actually, that's probably something I can check right now really quick. I don't know. I don't remember if it's Chirinos Day or Yarbrough pitched on Wednesday, which is the day I'm recording this. But anyways, Scherzer, he's not going to be too difficult to fit in against the Mets. I'm not scared of really any of these bats. This could be another double-digit strikeout game for Mad Max. So it's just going to be a matter of, can we fit him in? And it's looking pretty good right now on my first run through trying to make a lineup and getting full stacks in there. Not super tight pricing tonight by DraftKings. Vargas on the other side, someone I always look to stack against. And I like to differentiate, and it shouldn't really be differentiating, but people don't play lefties against him for whatever reason, but he's actually really awful against left-handed bats. On the season, he's got a over 5 xFIP, ton of hard contact, ton of line drives, all the good stuff you want to see when you're stacking against a guy. So Soto and Harper really jump off the page here as guys that I think will be low owned but shouldn't be. You've got Rendon, Zimmerman, Trey Turner, Victor Robles slated to lead off in this game, so that is also appealing. So I just love the Nat stack. I'll be on it super heavily. All right, Rays and Blue Jays. We have we don't even know who the opener is yet for this game, but just trying to look up who it's going to be. I think it's Chirino's turn to come in for long relief, so that would be pretty appealing here. Let me look up his price because he's not on the sheet. Let's see. Click out of that game. 5,800 for Chirinos. That's really appealing against a bunch of righties in this Toronto lineup. A little bit more balanced than we were accustomed to seeing at the beginning of the year with Solarte in there and Tellis, another left-handed bat. Reese McGuire slated to bat ninth for the Blue Jays. Chirinos is someone that I think is really good, and he's able to miss bats. So for 5,800, with the ability to go 5 or 6 innings, as you've seen lately, went 6 his last start, 89 pitches, or he went 5 1/3 with 89 pitches. So that's more than enough at 5,800 when you can miss bats. Gaviglio, 4,900, run into a couple of tough matchups with Boston and Cleveland. I don't think this is a great spot for him either, but there's no total out for this game. So if he's a favorite, I would assume that he's going to be popular, but I think I prefer another guy over him. I prefer Chirinos on the other side ahead of him as well. Bats in this game, I think if I'm going to a stack, it's the speed against Gaviglio. It's Malk Smith, Tommy Pham, Wendell, G-Man Choi, lefty power against Wendell, Brandon Lau especially. You can get to a Rays stack pretty easily. So I'm hoping Gaviglio is somewhat popular, and I think he will be at a under 5K price tag. All right, next game, let's go to Kansas City and Detroit. We have, I believe it's going to be, I believe it's going to be Matt Boyd going up against Jorge Lopez. Lopez, I think, has been a bit fraudulent. He's the one who had the near no-hitter against the Twins, got into the 9th inning. If I remember correctly, he's not that great of a pitcher, doesn't really miss bats with any kind of regularity, and he's going up against a Detroit team that has a 4.6 run total. So I don't love a ton of Detroit bats in general, but I think if I'm attacking Lopez, it's probably with a full stack with Castellanos, McCann, Jim Adduci, and Christian Stewart, who I like for under 4K. On the other side, Boyd gets this $9,400 price tag. For whatever reason, I don't really understand why he would be $9,400 here. Kansas City has been pretty bad against lefties. But I want to see, and this is something that we'll look up again on the strategy show, but I want to see how good or bad Matt Boyd is at holding runners. Because if he's even average, I'm playing Mondesi and Merrifield. Mondesi's priced down to 4,400. I love Whit Merrifield, even if it's a bad stolen base matchup. Absolutely love him for 4,700 dual position eligibility. He just mashes lefties. Has since the start of last year. Salvador Perez in there for 3,900 as well. No issue with that. And I like the Royals. I like attacking Boyd. I think this price is ridiculous for him. He's not that good of a pitcher. Reds and Marlins, we have Cody Reed going up against Jeff Brigham. Reed is 5,500 for this slate, coming off just an amazing performance. In Chicago, he went 5 innings, struck out 10, 2 hits, 2 walks, and that was it. A .95 xFIP in Wrigley. I believe the wind was blowing in, but that doesn't really matter when you're getting 10 strikeouts, 16.5% swinging strike rate for Reed. Just really, really impressive stuff out of him on the season, a 10% swinging strike rate. Doesn't do a great job getting ahead, but a little above average on the chases. I think he's, at the very least, viable here against all these Marlins righties. I would like to see a couple of left-handed bats in there, but against righties this year, Reed has a 350 xFIP, below average hard contact, and a well below average line drive rate at under 14% against righties. So Reed, one of my favorite punt options on the night in order to fit in Scherzer. Brigham, on the other side, not one of my favorite options. I don't think this guy is really any good at all. I don't see anything that makes me want to play him outside of his price. And I just hate playing guys just for their price. Even though I know it's necessary sometimes. I mean, he did throw 79 pitches his last start, so the two positives are he's got a chance to go 5 or 6 innings, and he's 5,100, and it's a big park. So I guess there's 3 positives. I mean, I really love Votto and Schebler here. Anytime I like Reds bats, Eugenio Suarez is always part of that. Scooter Gennett's too cheap at 4,200 as well. And then Tucker Barnhart is a pretty good filler to fill up that catcher spot at 3,200. So the Reds' prices are a little bit depressed, and you get a bad Marlins bullpen behind Brigham. White Sox and Indians, James Shields going up against Josh Tomlin. Shields 6,900, Tomlin 5,900. So this is going to be probably the chalk spot. It's going to be, I would assume when we look at ownership tomorrow, it's going to be a ton of Scherzer and a ton of Cleveland bats because it's James Shields Day. So, I mean, I'm right there with everyone on Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez. Always love those 3 guys. I think I've talked about them probably every single day they've been on the slate this entire season. But I'm going back to them once again. Everyone's going to be going back to them. You're probably not going to be able to fit in Scherzer with them unless you're really, really punting at other spots. So Cleveland, love them. They're not that interesting to talk about. The White Sox bats, though, I think should get some steam here. At least, I think they should. But it's Josh Tomlin going up against a bunch of guys with power and wind blowing out and 82 degrees and 65% humidity. So that's a recipe for a White Sox stack for me. I think people will see the 4 total and see Tomlin's $5,900 price tag, and people will be on Tomlin, but I am so far on the other side. I think Tomlin is one of the worst pitchers in baseball as a starter. I mean, he just, talk about a guy who doesn't have anything. He just gets crushed by both sides. Going back to last year, there's no reason why I would want to play Tomlin. I'd rather play Brigham. I'd rather play Gaviglio. I'd rather play Chirinos if he indeed is playing. I think I'd rather play Jason Vargas, and you guys know my feelings on Jason Vargas. So give me Palka for almost $5K. Give me Matt Davidson for $4,100. Love Narvaez for $3,800 as well, and then Delmonico for $3,400 if he's in the lineup. Oh, I have to mention Yohan Moncada for $4,100 leading off as well. Didn't want to skip by him. Phillies and Braves, we have Vince Velasquez going up against Kevin Gausman. Velasquez is 7,100. Gausman is 7,900. I'm probably going to have shares of both of these guys, just looking at the slate very early. 7 games. There's not a ton of pitching options in this mid-tier. In fact, there's not really any that I like in this mid-tier. These guys are pretty much a tier by themselves because it's not going to be Jorge Lopez for me. It's not going to be James Shields for me. Velasquez obviously a very volatile arm. It's a bad matchup, but he's had success in bad matchups before. So I have no problem playing Velasquez here. I will say I'm definitely going to have Braves exposure because it is 85 degrees here. Don't know what the wind is doing just yet, but Velasquez just hasn't looked as good. If you look at game logs, I mean, he's allowed at least 2 earned runs in each of his last 4 starts. Hasn't gone past 5 innings in any of those starts either. Looking at the plate discipline stuff, it looks fine. Double digits in all 4 of those starts as far as swinging strikes. Really good chase rate last time out, but that was a really short start. So I would caution against reading too much into that. I'm not sure what's going on with Velasquez. He's going to be someone we need to dive into a little bit, but a little bit concerned now looking through this as I started talking about it. But velocity looks okay. So just doing a quick look, I don't know what would be wrong with Velasquez. He should be having more success as far as results than he has been. But we shall see. He'll be an interesting one to dig into. Gaussman, 7,900. Just a good matchup against the Phillies team that strikes out near 25% against righties for the season. I don't think Gaussman is some world beater. I wanted Gaussman to be a thing earlier in the year, and he just wasn't. Just super inconsistent strikeout stuff. You're seeing, like last start, one strikeout in almost 6 innings, but the swinging strikes have been there. I don't understand why he doesn't get more strikeouts. The chase rate is pretty good as well, almost 34% for the season. Against him, though, I don't see a ton of guys I like besides Rhys Hoskins for 4,700. So I probably will have more Gaussman than Velasquez on the first look through, but we shall see tomorrow morning. Join us in the Strategy Show live stream chat. Josh and myself. Josh is back, so it's good to have him back. We've got a couple more weeks of MLB season. Should be a profitable time. Check out Awesemo.com. Get your premium subscription to MLB, NFL. If you're into that, we will have NHL and NBA coming out soon as well. So stay tuned for that. You can hit me up in Slack if you got any questions. You can hit me up on Twitter. My DMs are open. All right, guys. We will see you in the morning.